those heroes that shed their blood and lost their lives. You are now lying in the soil of a friendly country. Therefore, rest in peace. There is no difference between the Johnnies and the Mehmets to us. Where they lie side by side here in this country of ours. You, the mothers who sent their sons from faraway countries, wipe away your tears. Your sons are now lying in our bosom and are in peace. After having lost their lives on this land, they have become our sons as well. Thank you.
In 1934, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk wrote a speech that was later referred to as the Letter of the Anzac Mothers. The Turkish forces who opposed the Anzacs at Gallipoli were led by Mustafa. He is the founder of modern Turkey. He also had utmost respect for the Australian troops who landed at Gallipoli as they displayed camaraderie, bravery, and showed good spirit in the face of adversity.
These traits are what we are known for. World War I correspondent Charles Bean once quoted in his book Anzac to A Means that Anzac stood and still stands for reckless valour in good cause, for enterprise, resourcefulness, fidelity, comradeship, and endurance that will never own defeat. We were also described by a German officer that you Australians are all bluff. You attack with practically no men and are on top of us before we know where we are.
These quotes demonstrate the Anzac spirit, but also shows how it is seen and interpreted as a nation. This is to me what depicts the Anzac spirit. The Anzac spirit, in my eyes, is a combination of traits and characteristics that defies us from all the other nations. They include endurance, courage, ingenuity, good humour, larrikinism, camaraderie, and mateship. But what does the Anzac spirit mean today in a diverse and multicultural Australia? You might have thought that the development of a multicultural Australia may have impeded the growth and interest in Anzac Day.
This commemoration has a binding force, a day which is inclusive in every sense of religion and culture. 100 years ago, after the birth of Anzac, it brings communities from varying backgrounds, religions, cultures and locations to celebrate the Anzac spirit.
It encourages schools and communities to come together and honour and make sure the Anzac spirit lives on. Although there may not be World War I diggers alive anymore, and we may not have that personal connection, Anzac Day is one of the few days in our calendar that gives us ceremony, tradition, and time for reflection.
Look at the attendance at the dawn service, or even the young people travelling to Gallipoli. It has almost become a rite of passage, a pilgrimage that has to be made.
My grandfather landed at Gallipoli, and after the war he lived in Windsor, Victoria. He was surrounded by Turkish families, and they shared their food, culture and friendship with one another. This is a great example of how our multicultural Australia has come to resolve and embrace the people involved in the Great War.
This is footage of where the Turkish government invited Australian soldiers to come back to Gallipoli for the 70-year reunion.
When I saw those old veterans there and we embraced them, it's a shame that we ever came, I think, because they're good people, and it was a pity that we ever fought the Turks.
We're great pals and we... Yeah. Yeah, right, Walt.
I also had the privilege to experience firsthand the Turkish culture and the warmth and respect they showed to Australians.
In my travels, I visited a Turkish school. Their hospitality was amazing. They truly showed great respect for all Australians. The letter to the Anzac mothers may have been one of the contributing factors to allowing Australia and Turkey to share a tight bond, resulting in many families migrating to Australia. 100 years later, Anzac Day is one of the few days in our calendar that gives us ceremony, tradition, and time for reflection. It brings communities from varying backgrounds, religions, cultures, and locations together to celebrate the Anzac spirit and make sure it lives on. The Gallipoli Landing is our heritage. It defines us as a nation. The traits of endurance, courage, ingenuity, good humour, larrikinism, camaraderie, and mateship is what we are recognised by today. Now we live without prejudice in this country. We accept the past, and that has made us a diverse and multicultural Australia.